Exodus 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbors next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take it, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts of the upper doorposts of the house, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, with the bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. And that which remaineth until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the house where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whatsoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, thou soul shall be cut off from Israel. And in the first day there shall be an unholy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be an unholy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day I have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In the first month on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until 21st day of the month at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses, for whatsoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or be born in the land. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, and all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth blood upon the lintel and upon the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your house to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for the ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass, when ye become to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed the head and worshipped, and the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn cattle. And the Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house whether there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, Rise up, and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, We be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, and their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the words of Moses, and they borrowed the Egyptian jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things that they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot, that were men beside children, and a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds and very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of dough, which they brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry, neither had they prepared themselves for any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. It came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the same even the self same day it came to pass that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It was a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. This is the night the Lord to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations. The ordinance of the Passover. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught the flesh abroad of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it, and it will, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass the selfsame day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies. Exodus 12 is the structural, theological, and historical center of the entire book of Exodus. It marks the precise moment where a loose association of enslaved families transition into a sovereign, blood-redeemed nation. The context is for the final hour before midnight. The warning has been delivered. Pharaoh has broken off diplomatic ties, and the sentence of the 10 plagues is locked in. In this massive chapter, God completely resets the Jewish calendar and delivers an architectural blueprint for the Passover. Unleashes the devastating final strike against the firstborn, and permanently launches the nation of Israel out of the borders of Egypt. Before a single drop of judgment falls, God completely disrupts Israel's relationship with time itself. He tells Moses and Aaron, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year for you. God essentially tells them, your life under Pharaoh's slave clock is officially deleted. Your history as an independent, living people starts right now, measured from the exact night of your redemption. God then dedicates a precise high-stakes ritual survival strategy to be executed inside every individual Hebrew household on the 10th day of the month. Every family estate must select a year-old male lamb or goat. It must be free of physical blemish spots or broken bones. They must cage and guard the animal until the 14th day. On the evening of the 14th day, the entire assembly must slaughter their lambs simultaneously as the sun goes down. Take a bunch of hyssops, a common desert herb, dip it into the bowl of the freshly shed blood, and aggressively strike it onto the side posts and the upper lintel of the front door frame of the house. Roast the meat over an open fire and eat that exact night alongside bitter herbs and unleavened bread to make bread made flat without yeast. Anything left over by dawn must be completely burned to ash. God orders them to eat the meal dressed in a state of intense military readiness. With your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in hand, and ye shall eat in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. They are not supposed to be sitting back comfortably. They must eat standing up, packed and ready to march at a second's notice. God lays down the cosmic law of the 10th plague. He states that he will personally pass over the land at midnight to execute judgment against every firstborn, both man and beast, and explicitly notes, against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Then he drops his foundational principle of substitutionary atonement that anchors the rest of biblical scripture. The blood shall be to you for a token upon the house where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you. This is the critical theological shift. At midnight, judgment is coming for every house in Egypt, including the Hebrews. The only thing that separates a dead Hebrew firstborn from a dead Egyptian firstborn is not the morality or ethnicity. It is the blood of an innocent substitute painted over the door frame. Yeah, because the sheep or goat has to be a firstborn, right? From the first year. The narrative camera pivots towards the established. The narrative camera pivots forward towards to establish a permanent memorial law for future generations. God commands that this night to be celebrated annually for 7 straight days as the Feast of Unleavened Bread, or matzah. During this week, every trace of leavened yeast, every trace of leaven, which is yeast, must be aggressively purged from their homes. Yeast in scripture is often symbolizes the rapid, unseen spread of sin and cultural corruption. By eating flat, unfermented bread, future generations would taste the physical reminder of the haste of their exit. They left so fast their dough didn't even have time to rise. Moses summons the elders, delivers the blood painting orders, and the people bow their heads in worship, moving out to execute the commands exactly as instructed. The clock hits 12. The silence of the Egyptian night is violently shattered. At midnight, the presence of Yahweh sweeps through the empire, from the firstborn of the Pharaoh sitting at his gold-plated throne, to the firstborn of the political prisoners rotting in the dungeon, down to the firstborn of the livestock in the stalls. Every single unprotected household hits an immediate fatality. Verse 30 records the terrifying fulfillment of Moses' warning in chapter 11. And Pharaoh rose up at night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there were great cries in Egypt, a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. Pharaoh, holding the corpse of his own firstborn son and heir to the throne, completely shatters. He sends an emergency midnight page to Moses and Aaron, screaming in absolute panic. Rise up and get you forth among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord, as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, and be gone, and bless me also. The supreme king of Egypt is reduced to a begging pair of elderly Hebrew shepherds for a blessing on his way out the door. The common Egyptian citizens crowd around the Hebrew tents, frantically pushing and shoving them to leave immediately, crying out, "We be all dead men." The Israelites load up their raw, unleavened dough wrapped in cloth on their shoulders before crossing the border. They activate the wealth extraction plan. They ask the terrified neighbors for gold, silver, and high-end raiment. The Egyptians willingly strip themselves of their assets just to get Israel out of the country. Verse 36 notes the sweeping military finality, and the spoil plundered the Egyptians. The narrator stops to document the staggering historical logistics of the departure column as they march from Ramses to Succoth. The fighting men, approximately 600,000 adult men on foot. The total population, when you factor in the women and the children and the elderly, the total human caravan surges to roughly 200 to 2.5 million people. Verse 38 notes that a mixed multitude went up also with them. This means a massive crowd of non-Hebrew slaves, foreign mercenaries, and native Egyptians who witnessed the last 9 plagues decide to desert Pharaoh and attach their destinies to the God of Israel. An immense thundering wave of flocks, herds, and cattle. The text highlights a profound chronological detail in verse 40. The self-same day they marched out marked exactly 430 years to the very day since the covenant family first entered Egypt. The chapter comes to a close by locking the legal operational boundaries for who can participate in the sacred meal moving forward. Because a mixed multitude of foreign ethnicities join the caravan, God establishes a strict covenant line. No uncircumcised foreigner may eat the Passover. However, the community is not an exclusive genetic hub. If a foreign stranger desires to permanently attach themselves to the house of Israel and worship Yahweh, their entire household must undergo circumcision. Once they cross that blood boundary line, the law drops an incredible egalitarian declaration in verse 49. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Verse 51 seals the chapter with a triumphant victory log. And it came to pass the selfsame day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies. The iron furnace is broken. The slaves have exited as organized triumphant army, but the war isn't completely finished, setting the stage for chapter 13 and 14, where a desperate, regressive Pharaoh will hurl his entire elite chariot cavalry into the desert to pin Israel against the crashing waves of the Red Sea. Wow.